Hello everyone, welcome to episode 3 of Let's Talk Footy featuring Toronto High Park Football Club. I'm your host Shaheen, and once again I'm sitting here with some of the High Park coaches. Today we have Coach Emanuele, who is the manager of U9 to U12 competitive on the boys side. We have Coach Mallory, who is the manager of U9 to U12 competitive on the girls side. And we also have Coach Elkin, who is involved with a number of teams within the club. And for those of you that have been following the Let's Talk Footy podcast, Elkin has been on the show before. Today we're going to get to know these three coaches a little bit more. We're going to see what brings them to our club, what brings them to Canada, what kind of contributions they have within our club, how they're staying involved and engaged with our programs during the isolation, and what they're doing to stay engaged with the players currently. And finally, we're going to wrap up with a little game again at the end. It's going to be very interesting because this time the coaches are going to go head to head, and let's see who wins. Sit back and enjoy the show. Emanuele, how are you?
I'm good. Thank you, Shaheen. Thank you for having me. How are you?
I'm great. It's my pleasure to have you. So what have you been up to during this period?
So pretty much lately with the nice weather, I've been outside in my backyard and planting some, I'm Italian, so some tomatoes, some carrots, some beans and so on. And after, walking around the neighbor. And now I just found out I have some tennis courts, so I might, join some games here and there. I'm trying to keep social distancing as much as I can, as always. And, that's pretty much, and do some stuff for the club, like administration stuff. So,
Yeah, for sure.
and now with the weather is coming along, so I will probably join more outside.
Awesome. And yeah, we're gonna get to, all the things that you've been doing for the club, and it's all amazing, but we will get to that. Mallory, how you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm good. We're just joking. I was saying Mallory is not allowed to have all those flags. There's no Real Madrid flag. I'm kind of disappointed, but
they're all Spanish. Eventually, I will see Madrid play, so I will finally get the scarf.
Eventually. You mean in real life or?
In real life, yeah. So everything that I have on my wall are actually teams that I've seen play, like, in person.
That's awesome. And this is all from your trip to Spain?
Yep. So I have Espanyol, I have Barca, and I have Atletico, and then of course TFC, and I also have our High Park
awesome.
Sweater. Yeah.
Awesome. You're kind of hiding it, but that's all right.
No, it's very visible.
So, what have you been up to?
Professionally, I've been fortunate. I've been still working full-time at my full-time job, so that's been really good, as well as obviously being involved with things in the club. Personally, I've actually enjoyed going back to just practicing more, like actually playing soccer, which is a huge thing that I think a lot of us didn't really get the opportunity. So it's almost kind of going back to where I started and just getting more fit, working on skills and different things like that. So it's been really positive.
Awesome. And I'm glad to hear that you're still working. And Elkin, how are you, my man? Welcome back. So before you, for those of you, if you've been following the show, Elkin has been one of the guests before for one of the shows. So it was good times with Elkin and Ayo one time. We got together and we recorded one of the episodes. So welcome back.
Thank you for having me. I hope everybody is doing okay. Obviously, it's not the best times for everybody. So, I mean, it is what it is, and we have to deal with it. I've been trying to stay as positive as possible because obviously it's not an easy challenge for us. It's a new challenge for everybody. It's a new experience. So I've been trying to stay as positive as possible. I've been trying to read as much as I can, even though I'm not a big reader. I've been reading a lot. I've been watching a lot of videos, playing video games. As you can see, the headphones.
Yeah.
And you know what? I've been going outside, obviously following the social distancing rules. Trying to stay active, trying to get the sun into my eyes, into my face, and it's good for you, right? You need that. And
I think you might have overdone it since you lost track of time yesterday. So just a little background story for everybody. Elkin thought this recording was happening on the Saturday, so today is Sunday. So on Saturday 4 p.m. he sends us a message saying, "Guys, where's everybody?" So that was kind of cute.
And it
Hey,
was
you know
rushing.
what? With everything that's happening right now, I don't know if today's Sunday or Saturday or Monday or
Yeah.
whatever. So, I mean, thank God I have a phone, but I didn't
At
look.
least you know what time it is, Elkin. That's all that
Exactly. At
matters.
least, yeah.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good. Yeah. And you're also not feeling the greatest right now, so I appreciate you being on the show and making it. So
100%. Yeah.
means a lot. Emanuele, I just want to ask you. Well, I'm going to ask everybody, but I just want to ask you and tell us a little bit about what your role is within the club, how long you've been at the club. First of all, maybe you can start with where you're from. I guess you said Italy. What
Yeah.
brings you to Canada? When you came here? Just so that we can get to know you a little bit for our players, for our parents that might be wondering who this nice, handsome coach is.
Thank
You know?
you for that. But sooner or later I'm losing my hair, so I'm really cautious about that. But anyways, so I came here in Canada when I was 26 years old, so in 2012. And mainly why the reason I came here because my wife, she's Canadian, which I met her in back 2008 in Milan. And after, we continue our relationship, a little bit a long distance. And after I decided when I was 26, after my graduation, I decided to come to Canada and try, a new life experience. And so that's why I'm here in Canada. I started coaching back when I was university. I'm from Ferrara, that is a small town near Bologna. And I moved to Milan when I was 19 years old for study university. I did first year engineer biomedics, but I couldn't do too much. It was too challenging. So I said, okay, I need to move. So I moved in the kinesiology, in the sports, and I really enjoyed it. I loved it. And that's when one of the friends asked me, hey, would you like to be a coach and so on? And that's when I started my coaching career. Again, still with the youth. They were U10, U11, U12. And that's what I've done since when I back in Milan. And now I'm still doing my career in soccer. And also
So what brought you to High Park?
Honestly, High Park just because I went through the Ontario soccer website. I looked for jobs, and when I saw High Park, we're looking for coaches, different ages, so it was more technical staff job. And I say, okay, I'll apply. So I send my resume. I meet with the technical director who was in the past. And funny enough, who I met in the same interview? Adrian. Adrian, I believe, was before or after me. And we kind of met each other halfway.
Nice.
And after we started together. And I started with High Park since I'm here, so since 2012.
Nice. Awesome. Well, it's good to have you. You're one of the people that does a lot for the club. For those of you that don't know, Emanuele is the manager of U9 to U12 boys competitive. And he's very much involved with all the programs that we run in the grassroots, all those good things. So if you want to maybe talk a little bit about that, what is it that we do in the grassroots? Why do we do that? Why do we do the things that we do? For instance, the station models, things like that some parents or players might be wondering about.
So the station model, I believe it came through Ontario Soccer, who wanted to create to be exactly a station model where the player were going through maybe warm up, a technical, and a small side game. So with a continuity throughout the season and of course in the hour. So exactly my role since last year, since 2019, it's been a coordinator for the grassroots U9 to U12 boys. And exactly pretty much, develop the player, make sure, everything runs smooth, making, the session, the plan, with other part of the staff. And of course, ensuring that, the program is running smooth, new inquiries from new members, making sure, the coaches are doing, they're doing the exercise that we told them to do, but of course, with a little bit of spice of each coach, which I really, really like it, because I think soccer, it's an unpredictable sport. So it doesn't always go one way as we plan. We can always change the situation scenario. So more the player are in different scenario, more they will learn about the future. And now also in this timing, being off and so on, I'm reading a lot of, article, podcasts and so on. And pretty much everybody's saying, to first develop the human and after develop the athlete. So I'm
For
really,
sure.
really interested in that type of scenario and trying,
Yeah.
when we come back to develop more the human and the relationship with the player, with the parents, managers, which is very, very important because, we need to also thank you all those volunteer coaches, volunteer managers. They are creating also part of the club.
Absolutely. Yeah. Shout out to all the managers. They do all the paperwork, the dirty work for us coaches, so we can focus on the soccer stuff. Mallory, you're also the manager for the U9 to U12 girls competitive. So very similar role to Emanuele, but you're involved with the female players. So is there anything that you want to mention with regard to the female players?
So just second, basically what Emanuele was saying, just so basically it's the organization and management of both players and coaches within the girls grassroots program. Of course, we kind of, do sessions, different things like that, as well as people manage. I mean, that's the biggest thing. Obviously, we get a little bit busier during registration, different things like that. So we facilitate that. Basically, Emanuele did a great job on the summary, so I'm not going to repeat it.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Okay, so let's go back to you. What brought you to Canada from PEI? No,
Well, hilarious. Okay, just because I have an accent doesn't mean.
Hey, listen, I don't know if you have an accent because I don't even. To me, you're Canadian. So
okay, I'll say something at the last, and it'll be really funny. But yeah, so basically, I came to Toronto about 10 years ago from Prince Edward Island, so PEI. Very, very small province, very tight knit. Obviously, I miss the beach a lot, but it is what it is. So
we have beaches here in Toronto, in case you didn't know.
It's a lake. It's not a real beach. It's not a real beach. I'm sorry.
Woodbine Beach is a beach, man.
I will agree to disagree.
Simcoe Beach.
Mm-mm.
Those are beaches. Okay. Anyways,
they're not the same.
Okay.
So it came from PEI. I just basically wanted kind of a life change. So I kind of on a whim just decided to pack everything and quit my job. So I was a general manager of a restaurant at the time, and just up and left. Like, it was kind of crazy for me. So it's been 10 years. So it's been really, really great. I will say the word, so everyone makes fun of me for my accent sometimes. So a lot of people say I have an Ontario accent. But if anyone can make out what I'm going to say, I'm going to say potatoes. And if anyone can make out what I just said, then great.
Is that potatoes?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my God. What did you say? Repeat that again.
Potato.
Potato?
Yeah.
Sounds like an R instead of a T.
Or it sounds like a D instead of a T. So
potato.
Potato.
I was told that a lot of the coaches here have been your coach. Actually, you played under some of our coaches. Emanuele, I think, coach you.
It's actually really cool. I know that we're probably gonna talk a little bit on like how I came across Hyde Park and coaching and everything. But Emanuele, which thank you for being such a great coach throughout the years, and it's been absolutely amazing. So thank you. But I played for the senior women's team. And one of the bigger reasons why I wanted to get into coaching is to know more about the game. I was getting a little bit older, slowing down a little bit, didn't recover as well. Emanuele would get pretty angry at me and just be like, I'd go on a 1v1, lose the ball, and just be like, ah!
Mallory, go back, back, let's go. No, coach.
No, exactly. All I hear is, Mallory! And then I'm like, oh, no, I don't want to recover. Yeah, so Emanuele has been a coach and a mentor to me throughout both my playing as well as my coaching.
That's awesome. That's really interesting. I didn't know that until a few days ago. So that's really good to know. Yeah. Nice. Elkin, man, before you fall asleep there, I'm going to get
stretching.
It's getting ready.
What brought you to Canada from Colombia?
My hero, my dad. He's an unbelievable guy, hard worker. He sacrificed a lot of things for us, for me and my two sisters. Growing up in Colombia was not easy. We weren't we were not in a good financial situation. So coming to Canada was a turning point in our lives, right? It made me what I am today. So I feel more Canadian than Colombian in some ways because of how grateful I am. Um, yeah, I mean the most important thing is that I'm here, that my family is good, and for a better opportunity of life, right? It's always battling against the government in my country. It's really tough to make a good living in there, right? So
Yeah.
having a better opportunity to live, looking into better education was one of the primary reasons why we came here, and and then from there I learned a lot of things. I learned how to speak English, which is one of the first steps on
I think Emmanuel is thinking you haven't learned English yet.
hey, I have an accent which everybody knows, and I'm proud of it.
You
It
should
makes
be. You should.
me different, right?
Yeah.
Everybody has their own qualities and uniqueness. So I'm proud of being the person that I am today, but because of the struggles of the past, right? It wasn't easy.
Yeah.
As everybody's life says, it's not easy. So I mean, moving forward, I'm here, and I'm grateful to be talking to all of you guys at this moment.
We're all lucky to have you, man.
Yeah.
We're all lucky. Canada is very lucky to have a coach like Elkin. I worked with Elkin before. He's one of the funnest coaches to work with. The players they always seem to enjoy the game, enjoy soccer when they're playing. In your groups and stuff. And I can relate, man. I came from Iran for the same reasons. My parents came here for better opportunities, and I can definitely relate to that. Ever since I've been to Canada, I've been very grateful. I've
Yeah.
been I've been able to chase my dreams. I studied. My parents were always big in school, especially because we immigrated to Canada. Like, okay, we came here. You have to now really go hard on the textbooks and stuff. And I did. I was studying physics in university, but eventually I realized I want to live my passion. I want to. My soccer career was never what I wanted to be, so I decided to become a coach, and there's different aspects to it. But I think just like all of us, we're all coaching because we love the game. So I
Oh
can
yeah.
definitely relate to that, and obviously Emanuele too. So it's kind of multicultural. Even with Mallory, PI, it's a multicultural uh, podcast. This one, so it's
This
good.
is so
Uh,
true.
Elkin, I know you're involved with a bunch of teams within the club, and you've been with the club for a while now. So you wanna just talk through, some
Yeah,
of the teams
definitely.
that you're coaching. I know you had a bit of success with the U18 girls. If you want to just briefly talk through that.
Definitely, yeah. If it wouldn't have been possible if so Rodney, it's one of the persons that brought me into the club in 2015. I was actually just playing with the ball outside, doing keep ups, and then his daughter's team, um, they were under Dexter. So Dexter Gilmore used to be a coach at High Park, and probably one of the best coaches that I've ever worked with. And he brought me in to actually teach them how to do different skills with the ball, how to play with the ball, how to control the ball. So that's how it all started off from. And now on my fifth year, I've been having a little bit of success, mainly because of the coaches that I've been working with. I've been lucky enough to be sharing the same pitch with Mallory, with Emanuele. I've been lucky enough to share the same pitch with coaches such as Adrian, Ezekiel, and obviously one of the main reasons why I got so much better as a coach was Eric Tenyado, who works for Canada Soccer now. Um, and it wouldn't have been possible for me to be this way if I hadn't been with them, if I hadn't met them, if I hadn't worked with them. So it's thanks to all the people that are on my way that I am the way how I am now. Obviously, there's a lot to learn. There's a lot to be getting better at, and I try to look for my own style, right, so that I can have the unique style of mine. My U18 girls have been excellent. So it's all about giving players an opportunity to speak up, giving players an opportunity to express themselves within um, a certain philosophy, a certain style of play. Because at the end of the day, it's the players that play and not the coaches. The coaches teach you the fundamentals, and the players play, right? So the most important thing is for the players to feel like they are a part of something. If they don't feel like they're a part of something, then it's not fun, right? So the most important thing always with every single team of mine is for them to express themselves, to be creative, to love the game, to be passionate,
Yeah.
right? So that's why they have so much success. It's not so much about me, it's about them as well, right?
I
So
think it goes back to what Emanuele mentioned earlier, coaching the person, uh, dealing with the person
absolutely,
before the player. So I
yeah,
think especially at that level when players reaching 16, 17, 18, if they're not enjoying the game, they're not going to stick around. And I think as a country, as a club, we're all trying to, do the best we can as coaches, as clubs to keep as many players as we can in the game. And, for us to see you working with those goals and keeping them in the game, making them successful, making them enjoy the game, express themselves, and be part of that group. I think it's really, really great to see. So well done, hats off to you, man. Good
Yeah,
stuff.
really good
they,
job. And I want to add on this, I've been knowing Alkin, with the High Park, and I think in the last 2-3 years we've been, the ball mastery and the ball striking kind of coordinator. And I think Alkin has done a great job. Me, sometimes, we prepare some lesson, or maybe I think him to do one way, not maybe chatting with Alkin, find a new way. And, I was always learning from him how to do some technical stuff, because I believe he's a guru from ball mastery and the ball striking. And really, he will be able to teach you in a span of also this winter, in 8 weeks, you could see people doing a bend pass, a bend curve pass, different part and so on. And I think it's the great ability of Alkin to introduce those technical aspects. And I think a player, enjoy also those activity. And I'm really lucky to, have all of you guys, but of course, working with Alkin in the last 3-4 years, it's been very good for myself, also for my personal growth, to really learn different way how, you can kick a ball that maybe I'm not good at, but, seeing Alkin, see his technique, helped me, to relate to that few moments and teach to the players. So
Yeah, I think it's safe to say he's technically one of the best players within the coaches community here at High Park. Apparently he says he's fast too, and there was a heated discussion between himself and Ayo one night when we were trying to do that podcast. And Ayo was like, "Oh man, you have never seen me run. I'm fast." And Elkin was like, "I'm faster." And the two of them just kept repeating the same thing again and again. I was just saying that.
So are we gonna have like a coaches race? Because I get into the same argument with Elkin.
Yeah.
well, I mean,
To be fair.
Mallory will be out of the question because she was beaten by a 12-year-old before.
Actually, technically, the 12-year-old only beat me once.
Before we move on, though, I want Emanuele just talk through the programs that we're running virtually through Zoom and stuff like that. I know you're involved with ball mastery, some coordination, fitness stuff. So how is that going? Are you impressed with the quality of the players, the commitment of the players? Are you enjoying it yourself? And just talk a little bit about that.
yeah, honestly, I think, this virus, created a new way to think between this High Park stuff. So, we kind of sat down and we said, okay, what we can do to help the kids, because at the end of the day, I'm also a personal trainer, kinesiology, and I do believe in health for your life, not just for when you're kids. So we sat down and we said, okay, guys, we need to do something for the kids to keep them active and so on. So, David, Adrian, Mallory, myself, Ayla, Edin, Gareth, so, Jason, yourself, we sat down and we said, okay, what we can do. So we created a different program. I am mainly the one who does a ball mastery and the physical literacy for U8 to U12, and also do a core and a balance program on a Tuesday night. And I'm really impressed, honestly, maybe the number a little bit going down, but we do believe also for the weather, and now it's getting nicer. So, but I've been impressed for this player, and you can see now how they're understanding more how to do certain drill. Also, if it's in a very small space, but can be harder because being a small space, you need to really keep the ball under control.
It's a good challenge.
It is a great challenge, honestly. Also for myself, that I'm losing a little bit the technical aspect, I'm losing a little bit my cardio and so on. So I'm realizing that, yeah, it is small, but at the same day, you can have a good workout, a good idea how to do things. And also for me, it's a way to show them that you don't need always, a gym, a park, or a nice field. You can also have, 2 t-shirts, make a net, like back in Italy, 2 flip-flop, we will make a net, and 5 against 4, 5v5, 1 goalie. And that's also the way for us to show them, okay, you don't need always have 2 cones, you can have a shoes, you can have a water bottle, make a drill. And now maybe the plan is to keep, of course, the online stuff, but maybe try to give them more homework to do outside, because now hopefully we are going back soon. So yeah, you can work cardio and strength as much, but if you're a little bit outside, you maybe a little bit more space, also with the family, it's nicer now. So if you can go outside. So I've been impressed about the player and also the family with their good feedback, or maybe sometimes, hey, can you change here and there? And we try to grab any feedback and try to make our program, one of the, I think, the best that we have now in online. So I'm very pleased what the team is doing, and I'm very pleased with the family. They are committing and to try to keep, their kids, strong, healthy, and always connect to the coaches at the same time.
For sure, exactly. We did the same thing with the OPDL players. We created an individualized program for them. Every single player can do the program. Obviously, we have specific days, what they should be doing, stuff like that. But originally, we had an extensive training where they had to get out and run around laps, soccer fields and stuff. But those got closed down, so we had to adjust. We had to change it around a bit. But now it looks like we're back outside. We can go. Fields have opened a little bit. So we're trying to adjust, and we're trying to get the kids to stay active and engage as much as we can, so that once we are fully outside, they're not missing a lot of their fitness or a lot of their, physical conditioning, stuff like that. But at the same time, they're getting a lot of individual ball control stuff, technical stuff, which is, I think, really good for them. 100%.
Yeah. And also you can see the improvement, after weeks, you can really see the improvement of the player. So,
okay, I have a little game prepared for us. So some of the questions in the game are just general about soccer. You might see some questions that might be related to you. If the question is related to you and you know the answer, you can still answer it. It's okay. I've made it fair. Everybody will get a bonus question. But basically, it's going to be through Kahoot. But
honestly, these Kahoots are really fun. I'm doing some with Adrian. Oh, man. The laugh. Oh, it's great. Good job, Shaheen.
I know. Let's see. And also, it's a competition. Let's see who wins. I'm not going to get involved, obviously, because I have the answers. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to still be in the game so that it goes – every question has a 20-second period. So I want you guys to have the 20 seconds so you don't whine and complain after. All right, so let's see. The soccer club with the longest name belongs to what country? Is it Netherlands, Germany, Italy, or Saudi Arabia? Again, the options are Netherlands, Germany, Italy, or Saudi Arabia. All right, the answer is Netherlands.
Wow, who got that right?
Me,
yes.
Oh.
Wow.
Well done, Emanuele. Good stuff. Good stuff. He's done his research. All right. The word soccer was originated in which country? United States, Canada, Britain, or Australia? The word soccer was originated in which country? US, Canada, Britain, or Australia? The correct answer is Britain.
You got it.
You got it.
Yeah.
Well done, Mallory. Good thing.
What were you thinking? Australia?
I was actually thinking Australia at first because I thought that soccer was a younger name for it.
All right, and we're keeping score. So Emanuele is first right now. Mal, you and Elkin are pretty close, so you can still catch him.
Holy wow, 5 points.
The game of soccer can be tracked back over 2,000 years to what country? Brazil, England, Argentina, or China? Again, the game of soccer can be tracked back over 2,000 years to what country? Brazil, England, Argentina, China.
Oh,
The answer is China.
Yeah.
One person got it, right?
You got it right again?
Yes.
Wow.
Emanuele. Emanuele's on fire. Well done, Emanuele. Next question. Which coach managed to get 5 stitches on the cheek while playing soccer? Coach Shaheen, Coach Emanuele, Coach Mallory, Coach Elkin. Which one of us got 5 stitches on their face, on their cheek while playing soccer? Was it me, Emanuele, Mallory, or Elkin?
Oh, how do you know, guys?
It's Coach Emanuele.
I think
All
you
right.
said it before, actually. I'm not too
Did
sure.
I? Probably not.
Yeah.
Next question. In 1953, iconic James Bond actor Sean Connery was offered a contract to play for which Premier League club? Manchester United, Everton, Liverpool, or Newcastle? Again, the options are Man United, Everton, Liverpool, or Newcastle United.
That's everybody.
The correct answer is Man United.
wow.
That's interesting.
That is
Very
interesting.
All right. Next question. What position did Coach Mallory play as a youth soccer player? Goalkeeper, center back, center mid, or striker? Again, what position did Mallory play as a youth player? Was she a goalkeeper, a center back, a center mid, or was she a striker?
Oh.
Nah, really? Who got that?
Yeah.
Oh, of course.
We played with a 4 back line, and I was more of a sweeper when they played with like kind of a sweeper.
Nice.
Okay.
I thought Emanuele was coaching you. What happened?
Yes.
Well, Emanuele coached me later, and I decided to be a striker. So.
Emanuele, weren't you Mallory's coach?
Yes, I was, but
So
no,
where
they
were
will.
you? Oh, so you did have her on the bench.
On the left side.
Hey! You had me on all the time.
So the correct answer was center back. Which soccer player is a distant cousin of Texas Congressman Louis Gohmert? Roy Keane, David Beckham, Michael Bradley, or Landon Donovan? Again, was it Roy Keane, David Beckham, Michael Bradley, or Landon Donovan? David Beckham.
Ah, come on.
Darn.
Sorry, guys.
Oh.
It's good though. Now you guys know.
Yeah.
Next question. How many meters has Coach Elkin walked while juggling the ball with his feet without dropping it? 100 meters, 200 meters, 500 meters, or 1,000 meters? Again, Coach Elkin has a record of juggling the ball without dropping it. Did he do it for 100 meters, 200 meters, 500 meters, or 1,000 meters? 1,000 meters.
Congrats.
We tried.
Well done, Elkin.
Well done, Alkin.
Thank you.
Question number 9. Which soccer player is the top goal scorer in history? Cristiano Ronaldo from Portugal, Ali Daei from Iran, Arthur Friedenreich from Brazil, or Pele from Brazil? Again, options are Cristiano Ronaldo, Ali Daei, Arthur Friedenreich, or Pele. Correct answer is Arthur Friedenreich from Brazil.
I got it.
Oh,
You got it.
Alkin.
It's a random name, so you guys should have known. Why is that random name in the question?
Yeah, exactly.
You know, you could have just made up a random name to throw us off, right?
Yeah, and I think I could have, but that's what you thought. Anyways, next question.
Mhm.
That's the last one.
Last one. What does the acronym OPDL stand for? Ontario Player Destiny League, Ontario Parent Development League, Ontario Player Development League, or Ontario People Division League? I'm glad you got it right, Mallory. The correct answer is Ontario Player Development League. All right, Coach Mallory becomes third, Coach Elkin takes the second spot, and Coach Emanuele is first and wins the game. Good stuff, Emanuele.
Good one, Shaheen. Well done.
That was
Yeah, well
really
done.
No problem, no problem. You guys just got 50% though. It's kind of concerning.
good.
So I might, Emanuele just beat Elkin because of his speed.
Yeah.
But I might actually delete this since you guys.
It was awful, eh? So
And it's fair to say one of the answers you got was about yourself.
So means 4 out of 10, guys.
4 out of 10.
4 out of 9 to be exact, but
Yeah.
that's all right. All right, well, I hope you guys enjoy that. Thanks for coming on the show. It was a pleasure to have you. I think the parents, the players, or our community, they got to know a little bit about yourselves, where you're from, what you do within the club, all the hard work that you guys put in.
In fact, I want to say, thank you, Shaheen, for creating this podcast. I believe they're a really good way, to, know the staff who run the club. So I want to say thank you for your work too. That was very
No
fun.
problem. That was the goal. The goal is, for the players to get to see their coaches, to get to know them a little bit, to stay engaged and connected.
Thank you so much.
Thank you,
Thank you so
Shaheen.
much.
Thank you for
Yeah.
having us.
All right, that's it for today. Just a reminder, we are doing our best to stay engaged and involved with our players through our stay-at-home program. So no matter your ability or your age, there's a program that's right for you. And if you want to learn more about our programs, you can visit our website on thpfc.ca. Once again, thank you for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed the show, and until next time, stay safe.